Hi everyone and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these very simple but striking biscuits. They really are simple because I use a very basic, inexpensive piece of equipment to do all of the hard work for me. I'm going to guide you through the biscuit recipe. And no, you can add modelling chocolate to the top of these. It does not have to be fondant. And then I simply glued it on with some melted chocolate. I'm going to be showing you how to make the edible paint, but also a quick way to actually paint these. Happy baking everyone, and let's make a start. Measure out 190 grams of butter. In this bowl I am using Lurpak. You will also need 190 grams of a brown sugar. For this particular mixture, I am using a dark muscovado sugar by Billington's. Add the butter and sugar to a mixing bowl. You can use a handheld mixer if needed. Beat on high until this is all well incorporated. This is what it needs to look like. Measure out 310 grams of plain flour, 70 grams of cocoa powder and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Now simply mix all of these three ingredients together just a little bit at a time. Make sure they are mixed thoroughly. You want to prepare 2 eggs. Simply beat these in a Pyrex jug until light and fluffy. All we need to do now is mix all of these ingredients together, which can be done by hand. Now this is a very sticky recipe. So once you have completed this, simply place it onto some cling film. Wrap it up, and then it needs to go into the fridge in order to set so that we can roll it out. So this has been left in the fridge for about 4 hours. Look how lovely and pliable it is. I then roll it out in between baking paper because it's still quite sticky. And now we're going to be using a special cutter. I'm going to be going into more detail about this in just a second. But using your cutters, simply cut straight into the biscuit dough, remove any excess, and then these want to be placed onto a baking tray. Place them in an oven at 190 degrees centigrade for roughly 10 minutes. This is what your cooked biscuits will look like. Simply place any leftover dough back into the fridge. There will be plenty left over. I've only done 2 for this tutorial, and I'm now going to show you how easy it is to make those striking toppers. These are the 2 different Outboss stamp and cut sets that I am using. They are great for both biscuits and fondant accents. In between 5mm spaces, you want to roll out some coloured modelling chocolate. You can use fondant if you like, but if you want to keep these biscuits super tasty, use modelling chocolate as an alternative. So place your Outboss directly over your modelling chocolate and use a rolling pin to apply pressure. You then simply gently peel this away. If it sticks, use a small amount of icing sugar. Using the cutters provided, this will allow you to cut out an outline. That's how we will shape our biscuits. And there we have it, our beautiful modelling chocolate biscuit topper. The same process was then repeated with my other cutter. However, with this one, there's a small banner in the centre. So if you have any sweet stamp sets, here I am using the cookie set by Sweet Stamp. You can emboss a word or message directly in the centre. I'm now going to show you how to paint them before applying them directly to my lovely chocolate biscuits. To make your own edible paints, this is all you need. So I have a paint palette, some dipping solution. You want some edible dusts, some really fine brushes. Use as many colours as you like, and the finer the brush, the better. The more brushes you have, the easier you will find it to paint. So this is the basic principle to making edible paint. You simply add some of your Ludster dust or edible dust directly to your paint palette with some dipping solution. The difference here is I make mine really runny, and that's for a reason. Because we are using an Outboss, the paint can then flood to the sides, which means you are not constantly painting the whole of the area of the cookie, because the texture of the edible paint is doing the work for you. so you're going to paint it an awful lot quicker. So this is speeded up for you, but here you can see me start with the gold. I then add a lovely matte red. This one was not a luster dust, and I used a very fine brush in order to flood fill those roses. Now this is what I meant about making the paint slightly thicker. So on the outer edges where it's being flooded on the inside, you want a thicker paint. You can use any colour that you want, so just use less dipping solution. Now to stick these to my biscuits, I'm using melted chocolate. This is one that you can use in the microwave, so it's super easy, and I just place them on the top. It really is as simple and as easy as that, because you're using an inexpensive piece of equipment. You're getting your paints to the right consistency, and as long as you have plenty of different sized paintbrush, you can create these with ease on any colour theme that you choose. And even better, we have used modelling chocolate and not fondant. Happy baking, everyone. I really do hope I've helped you again today, and I'll be back soon with more new, completely free content.